Hey everyone, it's me, and I got John to bring my stool up and I forgot that it's creaky, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit on this very long or not. Today we are going to do a weight loss. I consider it more health update and my IBS, and I would go ahead and say carnivore update. I know that the weight loss is what you see, and it's probably what you think makes me feel so good, but really it's just like a small piece of the puzzle. I did a video the other day at the beach, and just as soon as I got there and started talking, not only did the cars were kind of loud, then some workers came up and were working on like a crosswalk, and then I just rambled on and on like I'm doing now. So I thought it might be easier to do just some Q&A. I have picked some questions out this morning, and what I thought I would do is I can always next week or the next week, whenever I want to do another one, I can just answer some more questions. But a lot of them were the same questions over and over again. I talked to John about it this morning because a lot of people wanted to know what supplements, was I taking anything? And I'm not going to get into that because I am not a nutritionist. If there's one thing I have learned is that we are all so different. If it was just the weight loss for me, I probably would not have been able to keep it off this long, or I probably would not feel like I do about it and feel as secure. If it was just the weight loss, then I probably would have started cheating on the weekends, and I probably would have, who knows, I would have lost it at Christmas or something like that. But because things make me feel so bad, that seals it. I've been to many doctors. I've had a colonoscopy. I've been to gynecologist, had tests. I've been to my regular doctor I don't know how many times. I've been to the gastro doctor, which of course he's the one that did the colonoscopy. And most of any medicines that I'm on have been prescribed by not my gynecologist, but my gastro doctor. And that is for me and my issues. And he wouldn't even, tell me to take these things until he did my colonoscopy. So I'm not going to get into that because I feel like that is a slippery slope, and I don't want people fussing at me because I don't know what I'm talking about. What I'm going to talk about today is going to be me and what I've done, and answering your questions. And another thing I want to say is I don't think I'm all that. Trust me, I could break myself down from head to toe. I am not sitting here saying, oh, you got to do this to look like me. I know that my stomach isn't the flattest. I know that I've got loose skin. I know that it may age me. I know all that stuff. So I don't want to come off as, look at me, I'm doing so good. It's not that at all. Here we go. Lainey B. Johnston. Exactly what you eat in a day, including timing and portions. Did you exercise while losing weight, or did you start after you lost the majority of your weight? I have not been exercising. When I say I have not exercised, I have not been to the gym, and I have not been doing my walking that I love to do, that I will get back into as soon as the weather permits. John and Brooke, John just left to go to the gym. They love the gym, and the gym that we had joined, which is Planet Fitness, I really like it. It's probably my favorite gym that I have ever been to. But there is no way I'm going to the gym with a mask on. Do I exercise? I do arm weights. I have 5-pound weights, and I have 8-pound weights that I have had since, I have been doing arm weights since I lived at home with my parents after my divorce. So probably around age 25 or 26. I have been to many trainers in the past, so I know, your basic, dumbbell exercises to do. Do I, just sit there and do so many of them? No. I have like a little set routine that I do at night, and I feel good about it. I need to push myself a little bit more. I do want to get back into the gym, and I know people are going to ask me, will you show us your exercises? As soon as I show you the exercises that I do, I'm going to have a million private trainers, you know, telling me how wrong I do it. So I just don't want to get into that. I think we learned during this whole time and during lockdown, you can have 2 bags of canned goods and do, you know, lifts. Matter of fact, the last time I went to a trainer, I quit going to him because he was making me do the most ridiculous stuff. It was almost like he was finding pride in getting his people to do the just craziest stuff all around the gym. So I always go back to lunges, squats, good old walking. Doctors that I, you know, think you should watch would be Dr. Berg, Dr. Gundry. We'll get into that further when it comes to vegetables. Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Wu, I like him. He's real good on intermittent fasting. But I will leave all of my favorite people to watch down below. There are some people that are good that I just don't enjoy watching. Really, walking is going to be one of your best things that you can do. And it's all about reducing your cortisol, your stress, your sleeping. The one thing that I have learned is I really knew very little about weight loss. And during this whole, you know, thing here, or this whole time of losing weight, I have learned so much about what really makes you lose fat, what really helps you lose fat, what keeps you from losing weight. If you do not take one thing away from my videos, I want you to learn about insulin. I want you to learn about your hormones. I want you to learn about insulin, being insulin resistant. I want you to think about your age. Are you perimenopausal? You have to understand those things before you really get what really helps you lose weight. And I think in the past, when I lost a lot of weight, I would lose it in just the wrong way. Okay, now let's get back to, see, this is what happens. This is what happens to me. Okay, exactly what do you eat in a day, including the timing and the portions. I've taken pictures of what I eat. Now, timing, and I can pretty much tell you the portions, but the timing varies according to just what time I got up that morning, what we're doing that day. In the beginning, okay, let's say this, I'm not trying to lose weight anymore. I'm not trying to lose weight anymore, and really that was not the main goal. That was probably 40% of the goal. 60% was how bad I felt and the misery of my life with the IBS, menopause, joint pain, and not sleeping well, etc., etc. Let's take a typical Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's say Monday, I get up at whatever time and I come up here, I do my comments, I do my reading, I do my stuff, and then I go downstairs. I will have some sandwich meat, like some ham. I love the Tavern ham. Don't get any sandwich meat that has like honey baked turkey or honey ham or maple ham or something like that. Make sure you get the, you know, ham that does not have sugar in it. And I either get white American or Havarti cheese sliced at the deli, usually boar's head. Land O'Lakes is my favorite white American, and Fresh Market is my favorite Havarti. And I will eat 1 to 2 slices of cheese. They're not real thick. I usually put a half a piece of cheese in a sandwich slice of ham. I will eat probably 2 ham and cheese roll-ups. If I'm real hungry, maybe 3. The thing about carnivore or keto is you're not counting calories. What's important is getting yourself satiated and full so that you are not craving everything you see for the rest of the day, and you don't ever, I'm serious guys, and you won't believe me, but I am never hungry. When I start getting hungry, it's because it's time for me to eat my next meal. And I will say I go out, because I usually go out and go somewhere every day. I'll go out and get a Diet Coke, a large one, when I'm home, I drink different things. I might drink diet green tea, I might drink diet tea, I might drink water, I might drink diet Sierra Mist. I drink a lot of diet drinks, and I was trying like a diet peach tea, but it upset my stomach. When I say something upsets my stomach, what happens is it starts in my stomach, like with bloating and everything, and then it ends in going to the bathroom. And I'm not going to get graphic, but it's almost like food poisoning. The way I used to describe it to the doctors, without having to get graphic, is what was happening to me for years is after I ate something, usually anything with vegetables, what would happen is almost like rotavirus. Did your kids ever have rotavirus? That thing swept through our house. Will was a baby in the crib. Brooke got it, then I got it, then Will got it. And I mean, it is when you are so sick, like Will, bless his heart, oh my God, the flu was really bad that year too. I was like a nervous wreck the whole time he was a tiny baby. He was born in November. So he would get so sick, it would just come out of his nose. I mean, it was just like an explosion, and your body just getting it the heck out, and you could tell it was just terrible. You know what I mean? It's not just a normal, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. No, it's not like that. Now I'm out, I've got my Diet Coke, I do a few things. I have experimented with grilled chicken nuggets. I have experimented with chicken salad chick. That is still on my kind of backup plan. If I'm ever sick of having meat, I have, a lot of times I'll go to my mom's and I'll eat some of her leftovers. She might have just whatever they ate the night before. But I would say at least 3 days a week, I get a double quarter pounder at McDonald's. I order it just like this. Hi, how can I help you? I would like a double quarter pounder with bacon and cheese and ketchup only. No bun and no lettuce. Because sometimes if you just ask for no bun, they will put it on a bed of lettuce. One piece of lettuce, even iceberg, even butter lettuce. I can't take it. Sounds like a lot, double quarter pounder. I took pictures so I can show you, and I'll put it in here. It ends up being 2 patties about that big and probably about that thick. So, and then the bacon. And I do eat the ketchup. The ketchup and the Diet Coke have not stopped me from losing weight, and they haven't upset my stomach. And that is usually around anywhere from 12:30 to 2:30 probably. Then at night, I either eat a filet mignon with shrimp, and I had that last night, and I took pictures so that I can put them in here. We were just jonesing, stalking the shrimp lady that used to be up where we live in the summertime. Well, in the winter, there's no shrimp lady. So we found this bag of shrimp at Walmart. It is their brand, and it's called the Colossal Shrimp, and you can get them cooked or uncooked, and you can get them in different sizes. Well, we get the frozen Colossal cooked shrimp, and I'm going to show you how we do it, and they are so good. So good. You are going to thank me. Now, everything I cook, I use that same seasoning that I've been telling you about. It's very important when you're doing this to get your salt intake. That is one of the big minerals that you need to, kind of focus on when you're doing carnivore. So that night, John usually cooks it for me because he cooks on the grill. I might be in cooking spaghetti, some other kind of pasta, whatever else for the kids, or usually Brooke's not here, for Will, and then whatever John wants. And then I have dinner, and I will eat that whole fillet, and I will eat either 6 or 8 of the shrimp, and that is it. I'm usually done by, at the latest, 6:30, 7 at the very, very latest, and I brush my teeth, put my Invisalign in, and I'm done for the night. I do absolutely no snacking at all. The only thing I eat that is remotely sweet is Diet Coke or Diet Sierra Mist. I don't have any caffeine after 5 o'clock. I don't do keto bars. I don't do cooking a bunch of stuff. I tried doing the almond flour My body said, no, 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 you're not doing almonds. Okay, then the next day I get up, like this morning, I fixed John and I boiled eggs. And I do the thing where I put my eggs in a big pot of water, covering them. I did 5, that's usually enough for both of us. And I bring them to a boil, put the lid on, turn the burner off and leave them for 10 minutes. I go wash my face, start my morning routine. I peel them, put them on a napkin, cut them up for us, and I like salt and pepper, and then he likes just salt. So we eat those. So that's what I had this morning. So today I will do this video. I will probably go out, and a lot of times I go out, I'll get a Diet Coke, I'll call Tammy, I'll go to my mom's, I might ride up to our new house to see if they're working. I might go to wherever I gotta go that day, the bank. Every day you gotta go somewhere. You know how it is. I will probably get my double quarter pounder. Then tonight, John is going to the store. If he can't find good fillets, he'll get me a ribeye or a T-bone, and then I'll have the shrimp. So it goes like that over and over. The only thing that might change from that is sometimes we do chicken thighs. I don't eat white meat. We do chicken thighs on the grill, and sometimes I cook omelets for dinner. And when I cook omelets, I use cheese, I use butter, I use the Kerrygold butter, and we always use olive oil. We've got an olive oil spray. We spray all over everything. And I always have some type of meat with my omelet. It might be kielbasa, it might be sausage, it might be bacon, or it could be some meatballs, Italian meatballs that I get at one of the grocery stores. And all of those things Will likes too, so then I'll just fix him a little something to go with it, something like that. So that is exactly what I eat. Now, a lot of you ask me, do I get tired of it? And the crazy thing is, no. It is so good every time. Every time. It is so good. I mean, some nights I'll think to myself, I'm just going to have an omelet tonight. And when it gets like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I just want that steak and those shrimp so bad. And that seasoning, oh my gosh, it is so good. I was just thinking about it. It's such a trade-off. Like, before, I would look forward to going out to eat. We don't go out to eat at all anymore, at all. And you guys know we used to go out to eat at least 4 times a week. No more going out to eat. What I'm trying to get at is, it has to be an exchange. Feeling good, looking good, and all the benefits that come from eating right have to be worth giving up all of those things. It's more than just food. It can be social situations. It can be the love of going out to eat, because I really do love going out to eat. And that's why COVID probably assisted me in all of this so much. That's why I'm actually thankful in a way. It really changed my life in so many ways, but I did a video on that. So, to some people, if you are not feeling bad enough, it is not going to be worth it. It's just not. That's why I never want to make you feel like you should do like me, because my situation is so unique. You can go back and watch my videos. You guys, I'm talking misery. Misery. And the worst was when I went out of town, which was one of my favorite things to do. Go on little trips for YouTube and Reward Style and girl trips with Sheila and girl trips, And the whole time I had to be thinking about, where is the bathroom? I had to think about how big my stomach was, because it was blown up. I could barely bend over to put my shoes on. I'm not kidding. It was not just fat. It was just pure bloat and inflammation. My ankles were swollen, my wrist hurt, my hip hurt to the point where I was getting shots in my hip. I was having to wear different shoes. I mean, you guys know all the stuff. So one thing, if you will read, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm an expert, but if you will read about keto, which is what I'm promoting. I'm not promoting carnivore, I'm promoting keto. Carnivore is like a type of keto, and it's for people like me that cannot tolerate vegetables. You will read about it. Carnivore and keto are the least inflammatory diets and just read about how many things are caused by inflammation. And my inflammation was in my gut and in my joints. So, I mean, and then when you get, here's the thing, when you get your gut settled and your joints settled, then you feel like exercising. Then you feel like doing all these things that you didn't feel like doing before. It opens up a new world, I promise you. And you will not miss the things that you used to look forward to, like the cookie blitz at Fox and the Hound. Small price to pay to feel as good as I do. I enjoy what I eat. I enjoy every minute of it, but I don't eat for enjoyment. I'm not doing that as used to eating and going out to eat was almost just like an activity. It was like something to do. It's not like that for me now. Okay, housewife 1970. That was a good year. Have you had any IBS flare-ups since your lifestyle change? Yes. Yes, I can tell any little thing that is different, like the peach tea, that flared me up. There was something I ate recently. Lobster. John cooked some lobster tail, and for some reason it upset my stomach a little bit. I don't get why. I don't know if it was the seasoning that was on it or what it was, but those are the last two things. But when you're eating the same thing every day, it is very, very easy to pinpoint what makes you feel bad. You guys know I eat with my parents every Sunday, and like last Sunday my mom fixed a roast. It was a New York strip roast. That was fine. But I used to, just to make her feel better, she was fixing me kielbasa and cabbage. And she would cook the cabbage way down, and I would suffer. I would eat it Sunday night. Monday, I would feel fine. Oh my gosh, yeah, it didn't even hurt. Tuesday, oh my gosh. Bloat and flames. Terrible. And it lasts until it's out of your system. So it lasts about 2 days. See, but what I didn't know before is I would keep on eating those bad things, you know, so it was continual. And stress brings on IBS. So, but you know what used to stress me out was all the things, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just so good when you get it right. It's so good in so many ways. Just like bad things snowball, good things snowball too. From Intensive Love. Hi Lisa, is there anything from before that you miss eating? What are your favorite snacks or treats? I also noticed people ask about hair loss. My hair thinned when I lost 20 pounds. Did anything weird like that happen to you? Sending lots of love. Thank you. Okay, my favorite things that I miss eating. First and foremost would be chips and salsa, because we used to love going out to eat, and any kind of nachos or chips and salsa. That would be one. At Christmas time, I wish I could have had some pound cake from my mom. Like right now, the other day, I went to go get flea stuff for the cats at the pet store, and they were selling Girl Scout cookies. And so I bought 4 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. And, you know, maybe I miss like that, you know, that little treat like that, but not enough. You know what keeps me from doing it? Just to think about how I would feel after eating those. And I don't mean just mentally, I mean physically. It's just like, I don't know if I'll probably have to cut this out, but it's just like sex. It just doesn't, you know, is it worth it? Does it last long enough to mess up? You know what I mean? Like people that ruin their marriage over a one-time thing, it's like, was that worth it? It didn't even last long enough. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I think about it. No snacks, no treats. When I used to do Atkins, I would eat like the cinnamon covered nuts, almonds. So that's something that I have had in the past before menopause that, you know, I would do. And then I would get those Atkins bars, like the caramel delight bars, and they were fine for me then. Okay, my hair thinning. I haven't noticed that. But, you know, I'm not saying it doesn't happen to other people. There is not one negative thing. I have not noticed my breath smelling bad. And John would have told me, Brooke would have told me, Will would have told me, my mom and dad, they would have told me. Someone that loves me would have told me. So I have not noticed my breath being bad. I have not noticed any, what would be a negative, I mean, you guys, that's the thing. It's like I don't want you to think you have to do what I do, but I want you to figure out what you need to do to feel this good. It's like everything in life got better. Everything. Sleeping is so much better. I can't even explain to you. Everything's better when you feel better. And Gabriella Maddox, do you miss eating your favorite dishes? Do you ever crave what you've given up? Would you ever just have a bite? No. And another thing is I've given up sugar completely. No sugar, not even fruit, not anything. I don't even take any, like sometimes I want to take some vitamin D. I will not even, John had some chews that had sugar in them. I will not even take those. Absolutely no sugar except for the whatever is in the diet drinks, which haven't bothered me. So I just don't crave anything. I'm telling you, I don't crave anything, and I'm just full until it's time for me to eat again. What is your goal weight? I don't really have a goal weight. I like how I am now. Right now I weigh 118. I weighed this morning and I was 118.2. I started out in last May at 152, I believe. And I don't have a goal weight. I kind of am just trying to stay here. And when I was trying to lose weight, that was when I did not eat breakfast. But when I got to the point where I didn't want to lose a bunch more weight, I added in breakfast. So I know a lot of you had asked me about intermittent fasting. I really don't do that, but I don't eat snacks. So every hour, all those hours in between me eating, my stomach is having time to rest and digest the food that I had eaten before. It's just very good for diabetics and anybody with inflammation and everything in your tummy. I mean, you guys know all about that. It's just good to have those spaces in between. So I added in breakfast after I hit this weight, and I've been here for a long time. Sheena Rose, do you ever do prolonged fast for autophagy? What are your thoughts on fasting, intermittent fasting? I don't. The longest I've ever gone was in the beginning. Sometimes I would go a whole day. I haven't done that in months and months and months, and I do think it's good. I do. I think it's good for your system, and I think autophagy makes sense to me. I just think all of that is good. LOLLYAS. Hi Lisa, on Carnivore, how long did it take to feel a real difference in your IBS symptoms? I've been just diagnosed with SIBO. They did they gave me the antibiotic for that just in case, and that didn't work for me. So that I have been tested for SIBO. She's been on Carnivore 3 weeks to see if it helps her. I saw a big difference after a week. Definitely 2 weeks. I saw a big difference in just my stomach, the bloating, and the way it felt like I had a basketball in my stomach in a week. And in a week, I started feeling better mentally. Within 2 to 3 weeks, I started feeling better. And if I hadn't, I wouldn't have kept up with it. So I think you should start feeling better soon. And, people, I think they get cooped out by the word carnivore, but I've always eaten meat. So say used to, I would have sat down with a steak, a baked potato, and a salad or green beans. I'm just not eating the salad and the green beans and the potatoes. You know what I mean? It's still the same thing I would have eaten. And you just need to read about meat, about eggs being a superfood. There are all kinds of vitamins and minerals in eggs and meat. You got to think about what the animal was eating. You need to eat, if you want to eat grass-fed, I just can't do grass-fed. I do the Angus. I just get the best quality of meat I can. I think I was reading that the main nutrient that you could be missing would be vitamin C, but that if you eat the liver. I don't eat the liver. But they say the main reason you need vitamin C is for antioxidants, and you don't need as much vitamin C if you're eating carnivore and you don't have that inflammation. So if you're vegetarian, you need a lot of supplements. That's what they say. I'm sure there's vegetarians out there that will tell me that I'm wrong. Just read about that. It's not... I know that there is a stigma attached, and the first time a couple people told me, I thought the same thing. I thought, just meat? I can't do that. And I think that's why it helps me when I eat something to eat two things together, like the ham and the cheese. The eggs, they're pretty much plain, but even when I make omelets, I have to have sausage or bacon or kielbasa or something with it. And when I eat my steak, I want those shrimp with it. I don't want just shrimp and I don't want just steak. I think just having those two different flavors together keep me from feeling like I'm missing out. What did you do with your fat clothes? Did your feet shrink? I lost 30 pounds and my shoes are getting big. Yes, it's amazing. Everything on your body loses weight. Definitely feel a difference in my feet. Definitely much thinner. I mean, you can tell how thin my hands are. My rings, I used to wear that on the middle finger. Now I have to put it on this finger. Big things like that. And my fat clothes, I gave most away or sold them, or I've kept some and just packed them away, because I've gone from, I used to wear an 8, but really I probably could have worn a 10, and now I wear a 4 or a 6, so I really have had to get new clothes. Okay, I think that I've probably answered a lot of questions. Let me go and answer one more, just a wild card. Let me go look up one that I wasn't even planning on answering. I mean, I'm obviously not starving myself. I just told you I could have very easily sat here and showed you a beautiful plate with asparagus and broccoli. I could have shown you guys me making smoothies out of bananas and kiwi and berries and some whole grain toast. I mean, I could have very easily done that, but I'm just not that way. I'm just going to show you, whether you like it or not, what I do. I'm not telling, like I said, I'm not telling you to do it. So I think, I don't know, I think a person deserves a little bit of respect for being honest. You know, maybe sharing things that aren't, you know, if I was vegetarian, oh, you know, it would be great. It's just, it's a social thing. It's a social acceptance thing. Let's see. Let me go down to one I haven't read yet. Do I have any cravings? Not really. When you get off sugar, your life will change, I'm telling you. And I mean all sugar, even fruit. And really, you need to read about how hard it is for your stomach to digest, and your bowels and everything to digest vegetables, especially raw vegetables. And read about plant toxins, read about why plants have seeds, read about all of that, because knowledge is power. And when you learn about your hormones, about insulin, about plant toxins, about menopause, about how it is just crazy to count calories, you're never going to exercise off the weight. I mean, just read about it. Don't take it from me, read about it. Okay, staging a comeback. I know that the sugar addiction is very hard to break. How long before your cravings stop when you change to a carnivore lifestyle? I'm going to start this Saturday. I have done all my own research and feel it could benefit from it health-wise. It's amazing. 2 weeks, about 2 weeks is when you start feeling like you really feel good. But even before then, and you know, like I said, I know this sounds stupid, but even the Diet Coke, I think, satisfies that a little bit. And I did try to cut that out, and it was just like, it's almost like life wasn't worth living. And I know people are going to agree with that, disagree with that, but you know, you got to do what's right for you. So I hope this answered some of your questions, and let's try to do an outfit of the day. I'll move this creaky stool. I ordered one just to keep up here, but today I got John to bring this up. Okay, I've got on a new bodysuit. Remember, I had told you that I bought some things that I really loved from Bloomingdale's. Well, I bought 2 bodysuits, this one and another cool one that has cutouts right here. It is so nice. It is double ply, just fabulous. So this is one of them, and then I bought these pants, which are like my favorite type of pants. They're ribbed, and they're just a little bit flowy. They've got the drawstring. These are the small, and the top is the small, and then my little nude pant or nude shoes. And I've got a handbag haul coming up soon. No Chanel. I think there's some Tory Burch in there, and there's some I think Tory Burch might be the most expensive thing, but I've had, oh, and some, the little, what do they call them? Small leather SLGs. Now I do have one expensive SLG that I'm going to show you, but I have some inexpensive ones too. So that will be, I don't know if I'll do that on Friday or separate. And then I went to our new Ulta yesterday and I got some good stuff, and I went to Walgreens. So Friday should be good, and I will see you there. Thank you guys so much, so much. See you then. Bye-bye.